Hello neighbors, Akibataku here. Now, if you have seen my previous video about the anime industry, you would have known that I have a pretty strong vocal opinion about the Blu-ray format. The internet is overrated. Why? Because I like the format.
I always like to support physical media over digital media, and to this day, importing Japanese anime Blu-rays is the most direct way of supporting the industry, and I put most direct in big quotations. But in the video, I realized that I did not even talk about Japanese anime DVDs all that much, which is surprising because not only are DVDs more cheaper and easier to import, but also anime DVDs are more locally available here in Malaysia. Many of my friends and acquaintances always supported the industry by buying as many of these things as possible. They were dirt cheap, they were original, and you can find them anywhere. You can even find them in anime conventions like Rest in Peace. But what if I tell you that these supposed original anime DVDs that can be found all over in Malaysia are actually bootlegs?
Yeah, I know, surprising isn't it? We, Malaysians, pirating shit instead of paying for it? But can you really blame us? What do we look like to you? Bankrupt?
These things were all over the country and you cannot escape them. Usually the low price would be a dead sign, but that's not the only thing. One way they escape the hand of justice is by changing the font and logo of the anime title. They may say the same thing, but the way they write it makes the difference. Another way they manage to escape the hand of justice is by using fan art, I think, because some of these DVD arts look really questionable. Hell, some of these, like this Madoka one, is just straight up weird. I mean, look at that. And you know it's bad when a guy like this is calling you weird. But to be fair, squashing that watermelon head would not be the worst thing in the world. Fucking bastard. But by far, the biggest reason why these things fooled millions is the fact they are authorized by the Malaysian government.
Put your hands up! Ah, fuck!
Yeah, I know, ironic isn't it? These are fakes, they are hazardous to the industry, and yet here we are. I honestly did not know how they'd get past this. I mean, the Malaysian government possibly can't overlook this. I mean, what did they do? Bribe them?
But it doesn't matter how they did it because the damage has been done. People bought these things assuming they are contributing to the industry when in reality, they are doing the exact opposite. I mean, like, sure, if you're a pirate knowingly, then I can accept that. But no, nobody knew about this. They kept on flooding stores with these things and we are still buying them.
These things were flooding the local DVD stores, popular night markets, and you cannot escape them.
These things were so rampant, cheap and common, you may have even bought one yourself unknowingly, and that's the sad part.
Okay, let's take a look. When you buy an anime DVD in Malaysia, this is what you usually see. They are usually just big generic DVD cases encased in cardboard boxes. Nothing too fancy. In the years that these things existed, there were several companies that dominated this supposed black market of an industry. Firstly, we have GM, or aka Glorious Media. Let's see if they can live up to that name. All of the rights of the manufacturer and the owner of the recorded work reserved. Unauthorized public performance, broadcasting, renting, and copying of the disc is prohibited. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. The actual fonts of the titles were once again altered to avoid legal issues, and to be fair, they look different enough I guess, and they even include the Chinese names. Insert joke. And the boxes themselves are actually in good quality. There are several reflective foils and resin layers that give off the illusion of a collector's box. Some of them have an opening flap to the box, and hell, some of them even print inside the boxes. I have several questions for this, and all of them ask what's the point? But the real problem I have with these things is that what is the point of having cardboard boxes when the DVD cases themselves offer the same illustrations? Seriously, this is a waste of cardboard. That's the one thing official anime stuff like this K-On! Blu-ray got right. The cardboard casing is one art while the Blu-ray casing is another art. At least they gave you a reason to give a shit about these disposable papers. Hell, some of the GM releases actually understood this idea, like this No Game No Life one. At least they gave a damn to print different art and wait, is that the same anime? I don't even fucking know. Anyway, let's open one of these things and oh no. In my life of disc-based collecting, out of all of the CD cases, this one I hate the most. These things just feel really cheap and scream the word bootleg. Why can't they just use proper DVD cases like this No Game No Life one? They are even made by the same company too. This one feels more sturdy and higher quality. Does it really cost you that much more? But anyway, I'm talking out of my ass here. What really matters is what's included. And to be honest, for a while, this is actually where these bootleg stuff actually show their advantages. In just one set, they can pack several episodes worth of anime. Hell, this K-On! One have both seasons and the movie, so let's watch them. Oh, and one last thing before we get onto it, I want to talk about the art on the disc itself. They would usually use generic art for this, and I guess it's passable.
Okay, before we get into any of this, I want to give out a disclaimer. For one, this TV of mine is a very crappy budget TV I bought not too long ago that cost for like what, 200 bucks, and it cannot even push 720p, so there's that. Second of all, I do not have a capture card with me right now, so I can only record all of my footage through the old-fashioned way. And third, despite owning all of this, I do not have a DVD player with me right now, so the only way to do this is to watch it all through this crappy portable DVD player I bought from Hong Kong. Go in! Go in! Go in! Come on! You know what's bullshit?
Type-C European plugs in fucking Malaysia. I have nothing against my European friends, but why the fuck are they trying to push these plugs in our country when we use the British plug? Seriously, it's usually a pain in the ass to put these plugs in, and you would usually need a plastic adapter or something like that. They can easily unplug with a tug, and the worst part are the ones with boxes. Oh god, please. Not only do they usually waste space, but also if they are too heavy, they may even start to break. Is it really that expensive to put British plugs in your electronics?
Type-C European plugs in Malaysia are bullshit.
The menu itself is nothing fancy, it's just a stock photo with some options on it. The video quality is passable, the sound is okay, and more importantly, the subtitles are pretty good. Also, some of their releases also included English dub, but I'm not taking the chance. Next up, we have Vez Stars Entertainment. Okay, come on guys, that's not even Malay. I can't find much information about these people except a website link which is www.myuanimationlv.com, which no longer exists. But for their releases, they usually follow the same format, with the generic art and auto titles. But at least this time, they use actual DVD cases instead of those weird white cotton ones. But if you want me to be 100% honest, I am also not a fan of these black ones. Sure, they are the standard of the DVD format, but these ones usually feel really cheap and fragile. And if you really want to talk about cheapness, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they use the exact same front cover art for the DVD on the disc. What was the goal there? Hell, some of these art printed on the disc usually look really bad. But by far the best DVD release they have is this Dead Alive one. The DVD case is strong and nice. The DVD cover art is actually different from the box art. 100 out of 10 best DVD. All of the discs also have different art, but for some reason the disc is held apart by a foam block. 0 out of 100 worst DVD. Anyway, let's watch this shit. Well, the video quality is passable, the sound is okay, and more importantly, the subtitles are pretty good. Overall, a decent bunch, nothing too drastic. The next one on the line is by Feng Entertainment, and once again, I cannot find any information about them. Right off the bat, they are a mixture of things. Some of them use official art, some of them use maybe fan art, but in terms of quality, I have to say they are the worst. The cardboard boxes they use are really cheap and can be damaged easily. And for some reasons, you don't take out the DVD cases by the side, you do it at the bottom. Can I ask why? With the others you have seen so far, you can pull out the disc usually via an opening for you to grab onto, and even if they don't, you can just use gravity to pull them out. Because these things are located at the bottom, they usually will come out as soon as you hold them. But I have to give them props for how they manage the anime titles. They almost look like the same, as in you can almost get a college degree. Anyway, let's plop this fucker in and say it with me. The video quality is passable, the sound is okay, and more importantly, the subtitles are pretty good. One thing that surprised me is their version of Kill la Kill is a separate set and not in a bundle like the others. This forced me to pay over 40 bucks for them all, so I guess that's the reason. Overall, not the worst thing I've seen in this world, but honestly it does not hold up to the others. Finally, we can address the elephant in the room, Lambaian Filem, or LF for short. They are the big boss in the industry, and my collection shows. Hell, my first bootleg anime DVD I bought was from them, and their quality surprisingly stood the test of time. But because they are the biggest in the industry, it comes with their own individual problems. First of all, they don't have a standard of what kind of packaging they use. On one hand, they use these amazing clear DVD cases with a folding box that has plenty of art, quality, and content. But on the other hand, they also use these cheap black DVD cases, and for some reason they still do to this day. And to top it all off, they are also using these godforsaken DVD cases with cloth-based holders. Why? Just why? Sure, it may require them to use more than 4 discs, but if you want to see a well done one, here it is. This is my Doctor Who DVD set, and it is one of my favorite designs. It has a sleeve cover with different art, it opens up like an artifact revealing more art in the process, and to top it all off, it can hold 6 discs. So why not use this one more? Is it more expensive? Yeah, maybe, but if you're gonna charge me like over 50 bucks, then might as well go the extra mile. Anyway, let's take a look. Once again, we don't have much information about these people, but I did find a website link which is www.animelv.com, but once I went into the website, I can see several words written all over it, and all of them say malware. If you have paid attention throughout the video, you would basically see the same thing. The fat ones have good cardboard box with good art, the DVD art is the same thing, and they even printed inside the box, so what's the point? Black boxes are decent in quality but usually very cheap, and the clear folding ones are the best ones. Solid build quality, packed with content, and use different art for the boxes and sleeves. But strangely enough, depending on the quality of the DVD cases, they will reflect off the quality of the DVD itself. For example, the ones with the folding clear cases is once again, say it with me, the video quality is passable, the sound is okay, and more importantly, the subtitles are pretty good. The ones with the cheap black cases have mixed results. My Sailor Moon Crystal Season 2 plays alright, but my Idolmaster one gets progressively worse as I go in further. And this finally leads me to the cotton-based ones. Let's see, what can we watch? Ah yes, Fate Stay Night, a classic, but which one though? It doesn't say. Is that the one from 2006? Oh god!
Shit, fuck!
Let's take a look at another one. Oh look, Nanoha, that's a pretty good anime. The picture quality on this looks really off. I will not say terrible because I've seen worse, but the subtitles are just flat out wrong. I mean, come on, the subtitles are not even that accurate. That's the problem with LF releases, they don't have quality controls, and yet here we are. Of course, these are not the only brands out there. There are other brands out there, but I don't have much to say about them. For example, here is Cardcaptor Sakura by Rungrang Entertainment. The quality of the box is honestly pretty shit. There is no opening on the box, and therefore you need to open it by the flap, which can damage the box. Which is alright to me, you know? Damaging anime box art does not trigger me in any specific way possible. The DVD cases themselves are the definition of generic. Here's a weird one, Miku DVD. One is her 5th anniversary concert and the other one is Miku Vision. They are published by Aniplex, Anime. Okay, they're not even trying. And if you really want to feel like you're being ripped off, Jesus Christ! Yeah, they charge 1 ringgit extra, no wonder they went bankrupt. The boxes also have no opening and the cases are also generic as hell. At least the discs themselves have their own art, I guess, and the disc quality is once again okay, and that's pretty much it. There are also these weird plastic ones that I found them at my local video store. These things are just downright scummy. The disc is held by cardboard, and from the looks of things, they just scanned the Blu-ray or DVD cover art and reprinted them into this crap. I really don't like this. This is not durable and cheap looking. At least the picture quality is okay, I guess. But if you really want the definition of bottom barrel, yeah, this is complete shit. These things are the definition of cheap. I mean, these things are not even worth 10 bucks and the quality reflects that. Musashi and Fate Stay Night? Yeah, right. This one at least is in a solid plastic case, but this one, oh god, it feels like I can crush the disc at any moment. The video quality is barely passable, but the subtitles are just pitiful. I mean, just look at those things.
So, those are some bootleg anime DVDs I find as an otaku in my times. Not too bad for what they're worth, but if you really want to question yourself as a Malaysian anime fan, then let me introduce to you bootleg anime Blu-rays.
Yeah, believe it or not, bootleg anime Blu-rays existed in Malaysia, and they sure reeks of bootleggish qualities. While these three may seem passable, this one is not even trying. I mean, come on, the title's in Chinese, 你的名字. One way to identify a bootleg Blu-ray is that normally a bootleg Blu-ray case has the word Blu-ray disc painted on instead of the usual silver chrome paint.
Luckily, however, for this comparison, not only do I have the fake one, but I also have the real one, which is the Blu-ray version of your name. But my TV can only output 720p, so what's the point? Let's set this shit up.
Okay, let's watch the official one first. Right out of the bat, the picture quality is just beautiful. And remember, this also has a 4K version, so this is just 4 times less beautiful, and I cannot imagine how much better it would be. Surprisingly, despite being a Japanese Blu-ray, there is actually English subtitles, which is not usual. There are also other versions of what kind of Blu-ray you want, but I'm not gonna play them all because of copyright and shit.
So overall, it's a pretty good set. Sure, this thing may be expensive to some people, but remember, this is the official version, and it includes things like the 4K version as well. So how can we compare this to this lousy old bootleg here? It can't be the exact same thing, can it?
No. No way. It's an exact same copy as the official one, down right to the options. I know piracy technology has advanced in these past few years, but not to this extent. But despite them being identical copies, there are some differences if you look hard enough. For example, on the real one, if you fast forward, the picture quality is stable and it stays the same. But on the fake one, whenever you fast forward, the video quality starts to glitch as if it's gonna tear apart at any given moment, like a VHS tape or something.
I don't believe this myself. These two are the exact same copy of one another, and sure there may be a few minor differences here and there, but here's something that's not minor. This thing cost 300 ringgit. 300! This thing only cost me 20 ringgit. And sure, this thing has other features like 4K Ultra HD and a few behind the scenes footage, and hell, this thing even contributes to the anime industry. But remember, the average normie is not gonna care about the other stuff. They just want the movie, and that's about it. So overall, yes, bootleg anime DVDs and Blu-rays are rampant all over Malaysia, and yes, if you're gonna pirate willingly, then by all means go ahead, I'm not gonna stop you. After all, if it's not gonna be available in your country and they're not gonna make the effort to make it available in your country, then why should you support them? Pirate for all it's worth. But then what's the problem, you may ask? Simple. The real problem I have with all of these stuff is that nobody in Malaysia actually knows these are fake. People assume these things are real and they thought these things could contribute to the anime industry when in fact it's the opposite effect. People think these are officially distributed by, let's say, Bandai Visuals or Kadokawa Publishing, when in fact they're not. I knew so many people who fell for this trap, both on the internet and in real life. They thought these things were real and nobody warned them about it. So today, I'm making a stand. Let the word be known. These things that are sold in Malaysia are not authentic, and by all means do not support them. But of course, if you're willing to buy them, then by all means go ahead, I'm not gonna stop you. However, we are forgetting one last thing. We have so far seen bootleg anime DVDs that targets towards weeaboos, normies, and even otakus, but let's see how they target people of culture. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, there it is. Yes. Yes, almost there. Boom!